Hey guys, Beija here. Today I'm going to take you through a beautiful sequence designed to create space and receptivity in the heart. So we're going to work on chest openers, hip openers, and shoulder openers. And with that, go ahead and roll out your mat and we'll get started in child's pose. So go ahead and bring your big toes to touch, open your knees nice and wide, sit your hips back towards your heels, and extend your arms overhead. Maybe allow your index fingers and thumbs to touch. Relax your shoulder blades down your back and just take a moment to feel your body in this shape. Notice where you feel tightness, maybe in your quads, your hips, even in your traps, and see if you can allow yourself to be a little bit more soft and relaxed. And start to feel the breath in the body. So feeling that compression as you inhale and inflate with air, the ribcage expanding and pressing into thighs. And contrast that with your exhalations. So maybe allowing the shoulder blades to glide further down the back, the hips deeper into the heels. And let's take 2 breaths together here. So take really full inhale, your fullest inhale of your day so far. And then most complete exhale as you release. Slightly drawing the navel towards the spine to completely empty the lungs. 1 more breath together like that. Full inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and seal your lips. Begin to cultivate your Ujjayi pranayama if that's in your practice, and if not, I encourage you just to breathe in and out through your nose for as long as you can. And then feel free to keep your eyes closed. Go ahead and fan your fingers apart. Next breath in. Pull yourself up into your tabletop position. So stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, tops of the feet are pressing into the floor. We'll go ahead and warm up the spine with a few rounds of cat-cow. So breathe in, begin to drop your belly down. Tilt your tailbone high and lift your gaze up. Exhale, contract and round into your cat. So push the floor away through palms, tuck the chin to the chest. Feel that compression as you lift the spine from in between the shoulder blades. Breathe in. Again, drop the belly down. Lift the gaze up. Energetically pull the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Exhale, round. Press the hips forward. Pull the navel in and up. And continue to flow back and forth through your cat-cow so long as you honor the rhythm of your breath. So taking your inhales for that cow shape. Entire duration of your exhale to find your cat. And then taking any organic movements that feel right. And I encourage you through every shape that we make to tune in a bit more acutely to how your heart feels and the space around it. So through the chest. And as you breathe in into your cow, again, pulling the chest forward, creating space through collarbones. Maybe even visualizing a light emanating in the heart and pulling forward. Maintaining the greatness and brilliance of its radiance even as you contract into your cat. We'll take a final round of either shape. And meet at a neutral spine on your next inhale. Begin to walk the hands forward. We'll melt into puppy pose. So as you melt your heart to the floor, try to keep your hips stacked over your knees rather than allowing them to creep back. And soften your shoulders down the back. Maybe rest your forehead on the mat. If that's too much, maybe prop a block or pillow beneath the forehead. And if that's not enough, drop your chest, your chin towards the ground and gaze forward. Maybe close the eyes. Breathe in, energize through the fingertips, press them into the earth. And then exhale again, glide the shoulder blades down the back. Press down through knees, through toenails. Take a breath in. On your breath out, just gently give slightly so that you can prop your elbows on the floor. Interlace your fingers. Take a breath in. Tuck the toes. lift the hips high. So we're finding a little bit of our dolphin pose just with our hands interlaced. Start to walk the toes in towards the elbows. Lift the tailbone high, press the chest back towards the thighs. We're gonna stay here for 3 breaths. Notice if you're just resting your weight in your elbows. See if you can distribute it throughout the forearms and even into the fists. Pressing them to the floor, pulling the chest back. So again, awareness through the heart, like there's a hook attached to the sternum, pulling it back. Take 1 more breath here. And then start to step your feet back just about 6 inches or so. We're gonna warm up through shoulders. Next breath in, make your way to your low plank. So shoulders are gonna go past the elbows, making it a bit more difficult. You might need to shimmy the toes back. Hook the pelvis under, pull the navel in. Breathe in. And on your breath out, press down through fists. Pull the chest back and through. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, press back. So you're piking the hips up and then encouraging the chest to pull back. Inhale to your plank. Exhale to your dolphin. Once more, plank, dolphin. Next inhale, pull forward to your plank. Release your hips to the floor. Untuck the toes. And then bring the arms parallel to one another for Sphinx. So elbows are now beneath shoulders or slightly in front of them. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Again, grip through fingertips. Push the floor away. Big inhale, broaden through collarbones. Exhale, release through glutes. Next inhale, if it's in your practice, find seal. Press your palms, lift the elbows to hover. Exhale, release the hands or the elbows down. From here, see if you can maintain the lift in your upper body. We're going to bring our hands back beneath the elbows, getting ready for our low cobra. So drawing the shoulder blades together and down, little to no weights in the hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. See if you can keep the toenails grounded. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift and hold. Release the hands, float them behind you, interlace the fingers for locust. Big toes touch if you can, maybe even heels. Lift the legs, lift the arms. Charging the knuckles back towards the heels, squeezing the inner thighs and allowing the arms to hover just above the low back. Breathe in, find more lift, more height. Breathe out, release. Twice more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, release. Hands back underneath the elbows. Draw the elbows together, tuck the toes. Use the strength of your triceps to press up to hands and knees. Exhale to down dog. So first down dog, feel free to pedal out the feet, bending the knees right, left. Noticing how this forward fold feels throughout the spine, especially after all those chest openers and back bends. We'll start to find our alignment. So make sure the fingers are fanned apart. You're gripping down through fingertips, pushing through the heels of the palms and lengthening through the arms. That length will translate all the way up the spine as it creeps higher towards the sun. And then reach the heels low. Maybe bend the knees if you need to, especially if you still feel tight through hamstrings and calves. Take a breath in, soften through the head and neck. Breath out. Next, inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Take a stroll to the top of your mat for ragdoll. So stepping the feet about hip-width distance, bending the knees as much as you need, and then just relaxing the weight of your upper body entirely, which is harder than it sounds. So take some time. Again, cultivate that self-awareness. Notice where you feel resistance towards relaxation. So maybe that's in the face, relaxing through the jaw, softening the tongue, the brow. If you need extra assistance, you can interlace the fingers, place them on the nape of the neck, and just tug the skin at the back of the scalp. Soften through the traps, rolling the shoulders away from ears. Relax through the low back. Just feel that sheath of muscles spread. And then just gently start to allow the tailbone to shine up, top of the head to reach downward. We'll take one more breath in and out. Release your hands heavy. Again, maintain that bend in the knees. Inhale, slowly start to round up to standing. Take your time, feel the joints stack. Once the shoulders stack over the hips, maybe roll them down the back a few times. We'll meet in Tadasana. So palms face forward, open through the heart. Take a breath in, breath out. Next, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Maybe lift your gaze towards palms as they press, and then exhale, pull your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Your eyes, feel your thumbs, press into your chest, maybe even feel your heartbeat. And just take this moment to set your intention for your practice, whatever it is that brought you to your mats today. And I invite you to make an intention of yours to cultivate self-love. So taking the time in your practice today just to observe and release parts of you that no longer serve you. Maybe that's thought patterns or stories that we repeat, to create space and receptivity for things that we'd like to attract into our life that allow us to find our fullest expression of self. And with that, we'll take a breath in together and breath out. Next, inhale, sweep your arms back up overhead. Micro bend in the knees. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Find your flat back. So hands on the shins are going to press back. Shoulders glide down the back. Feel the tailbone pull behind you. Crown of the head pull forward. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Step your feet back to your high plank position. Pelvis is tucked under. Feel free to drop to knees if you need to modify your Chaturanga Dandasana. I'll demonstrate this first round. Inhale, slide your shoulders past your wrists. Continue to grip through fingertips to protect the wrists as you exhale and lower halfways. So feel your elbows pinch into your sides. Just a 90-degree bend through the arms and then breathe in. Pull the chest through. So if you'd like to find Cobra, you can melt your hips to the floor. Maybe separate your feet a little bit wider if you have tension in your low back. If you're ready for Up Dog, tops of the feet and hands press to the floor. Drop your hips low. Pull the chest forward. Inhale. On your exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine as you lift the hips up and back to Down Dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. On your exhale, float the arms behind you, interlace the fingers. Breathe in, send the knuckles down towards the heels, lift the chest, feel the shoulder blades pinch like there's a pencil between them. Maybe lift your gaze open through the throat. Exhale, micro bend in the knees, lead with the heart as you fold forward. Inhale here, squeeze through triceps. Exhale, send your hands back to your sacrum, allow them to release and find the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. So plant the hands, step the feet back, maybe drop to knees. Lower halfways, it's a long exhale, and then inhale. Find your back bend of choice. Pull the chest through, drop the hips down. Transition to Down Dog, grip through fingertips as you breathe out, pulling the navel back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, upward salute, sweep the arms up overhead. And this time on your exhale, begin to cactus the arms, lift the chest, lift the gaze, press the hips forward. And then begin to float your arms behind you, interlace the fingers, moving directly to our chest expansion. Open up through heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Stay here for your inhale. Squeeze the triceps. Really allow your hands to drape overhead. Exhale, release your hands to your low back and towards the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Meeting in down dog as you breathe out. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Begin to float the arms behind you. Breathe in, chest expansion. Breathe out, fold forward. Inhale here. Exhale, send your hands down towards your low back into the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, stepping back, lowering halfway, finding your back bend as you breathe in. Grip through fingertips, protect the wrists in your transition. So stay mindful here as you make your way to down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Another inhale. On your next exhale, drop down to your knees, child's pose. So feel free to open the knees wide, big toes touch, send the hips back to heels. Maybe relax the arms to a diamond shape. And we'll take 3 big breaths here. If you need to grab some water, you can take that now. So taking this moment of pause to reflect on our practice so far. Recalibrate with our intention. Maybe slow the heart rate and the breath rate. Know that you're always in control of the intensity of your practice. So personalizing it as you need. Yoga is an individual practice. And so everything that I say are just suggestions for you. And you'll find the cues that resonate best with your body that ultimately lead to the same goal of union between the mind, the body, the heart, through the breath. That breath is that thread that connects those aspects. Now on your next inhale, pull yourself up to your tabletop position. So again, spreading the fingers wide underneath the shoulders, hips stacking over the knees, and then begin to engage your core here. So tuning into the points of contact you have with the floor. So it's so easy just kind of to passively to hold this shape, but see if we can find more engagement, more heat. So pull the navel back towards the spine, push the floor away through hands, through knees, through tops of the feet. Continue to grip down through the left big toe. Next inhale, extend the right leg straight back behind you. See if you can bring the leg about parallel to the floor, flex the foot inwards, and then squeeze through quad, through glute. Now think about pulling everything in towards your midline. Right hand and left knee, like the energy is beginning to pull together to the space beneath the navel. Maintain that engagement on your next inhale. Extend the left arm forward, bicep by the ear. Feel the left fingertips pull forward, right heel push back, long line of energy. Inhale here. On your exhale, bend that right knee, grab hold of the outer edge of the foot, or inner edge of the foot rather. Draw the heel in towards the glute, and then kick the foot away. Open up through chest. If you have trouble with balance, keep your eyes on a fixed point, and then really focus on the heart space for a moment. Breathe in. And breathe out, gently release. Extend that left arm forward, right leg back. Release the left hand to the floor. Engage through the core. Start to draw the right knee towards the nose, and then step the foot forward to the outer edge of the right hand. All right, make sure that you have alignment in that right leg. Knee is over the ankle, shin is vertical. From here, we're going to pivot on the left knee slightly, tuck the toes under. Walk the hands slightly to your left now, breathe in. So maintain that alignment. We don't want the knee to cave inward. In fact, just encourage it to push outward slightly. And then stay here or drop down to forearms if that's available to you. We'll remain for 3 breaths. And think about rounding slightly through the tailbone, relaxing the shoulders, again, softening the face, so tuning into those areas that naturally feel resistant in your body where you tend to hold on to tension, and allow them to soften, allow that tension to dissipate. Taking time in our yoga practice to cultivate self-awareness, the basis for all growth. Next, inhale, begin to press back up to palms. We'll begin to walk our hands to the back of our mats, planting the left hand underneath the shoulder for a modified side plank. And pivot on that left knee slightly if you need. Extend that right leg long. Press the hips forward, stacking the left hip directly above the left knee. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Maybe lift your gaze towards the thumb. On your exhale, begin to extend your right arm long towards the back of your mat, bicep by the ear. Engage the glutes, squeeze the right leg up. On your exhale, bend the knee, grab hold this time of the outer edge of the foot, draw the heel in. Kick the foot away, peel the chest open, lift your gaze. Inhale. On your exhale, release. Right toes find the floor. Right hand finds the mat. And pivot so that you're facing the back of your mats now. Take a moment to stretch the right quad as you press the heel behind you. And then engage through the core. Inhale, send the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. On your exhale, stack your hips, open them up, bend the knee if you'd like, and maybe find some movement. Level the shoulders to your mat, breathe in. On your breath out, begin to draw the left knee to the nose and step the foot between the hands. Ground that back heel, getting ready for warrior one. Orient your hips forward. Press through the left heel, grip through the left big toe. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle here. So you can have the heels in one line, or if you're having trouble with stability, you can separate the feet like you're on railroad tracks. And again, draw the left hip back, right hip forward, so both hips are oriented forward. And try to remove any dip in the low back by tucking the pelvis under. All right, one more inhale. On your exhale, float the arms behind you, interlace the fingers. Inhale, chest expansion. Lift through the heart, send the knuckles back towards the right leg. Maintain your lunge as you exhale, lead with the heart. And bow forward. Avoid the temptation of resting your torso atop the left thigh. Instead, bring the shoulder adjacent to the inside of the knee. Top of the head towards the floor, look towards the right toes, squeeze the quad, push more firmly through the outer edge of the right foot. Inhale, pull everything together towards that midline, lift back up. Exhale, release. Next, inhale, sweep the arms overhead, simultaneously launch off of that back leg, bring your right knee with you. We'll transition to our Garudasana, so this is a funky transition. Work on your balance and stability. So continue to push the floor away through that left foot. Begin to cross the right thigh over the left, and then simultaneously swing the right arm underneath the left. So that might be a little bit of an exaggerated swing, and that's okay. Begin to sit down low in your invisible seat, and then begin to engage. Squeeze the thighs and elbows together, and then see if you can align them. That way your elbows and knees and heart are all on the same plane. Take a breath in, begin to lift your elbows up. Breath out, sink lower into your squat. Next, inhale, press through that left foot, unwind. Sweep the arms overhead, upward salute. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet behind you, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to down dog. And take a breath in here. On your breath out, drop your knees to the floor. We'll find our tabletop position. So again, just taking a moment to find the shape in the body, and then to find the engagement. Gripping through fingertips, pressing the palms away, pressing down through tops of the feet, through knees. Take a breath in, breath out. Next inhale, begin to extend the left leg behind you. Flex the foot, squeeze your quad through glute. Take an inhale, begin to extend your right arm forward. And then pull everything in towards that middle line beneath the navel. So left palm towards right knee energetically. Begin to bend through that left knee. Grab hold of the inner edge of the foot, heel into glute, and then kick the foot away. Open up through the chest and heart. Feel the shoulder blades draw together. Inhale. And gently release. Extend the left leg back, right arm forward. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand finds the floor. Engage through your core. Draw your knee to your nose. And then step the foot outside the left hand. Find alignment. Left knee over ankle, toes pointing forward, pivot on that right knee, hands slightly to your right side. Inhale. On your exhale, drop down to forearms. Feel that stretch through the left hip. Notice if it has a tendency to cave inward. And press more firmly through the outer edge of the foot, maybe even manually adjust. So pressing the heel of the left palm into the left inner thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. One more inhale and exhale. Next inhale, press back up to palms. Begin to walk our hands back to what formerly was the top of our mat. Reestablishing that. Pivoting on the left knee, stacking the hips, pressing them forward, and then engaging through that left quad. Inhale the left arm up, maybe lift your gaze towards the thumb. Exhale, extend your left arm forward, bicep by the ear. Squeeze through left glute. Inhale, lift the leg, flex the foot. Exhale, bend the knee, grab hold of the foot. Begin to kick the foot away, lift up through chest, press the hips forward. Exhale, release. Left toes find the mat. We'll stretch the calf. So orient yourself back forward. Extend the heel behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Next inhale, send the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog split, stack the hips open, find that movement that feels natural. Breathe in. On your breath out, draw the knee in towards the nose, step the foot between the hands. Ground that back heel for warrior one. We want the toes to point towards the top left corner of the mat. Find the alignment in the front leg, and then inhale, rise up. Squeeze through inner thighs, pull everything center. Exhale, float the arms behind you. Inhale, chest expansion, lift through the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Bowing in your humble warrior, drawing the right shoulder to the inside of the knee, top of the head towards the floor, gaze towards the left toes, squeeze everything together. Breathe in, lift back up. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up, send the left knee with you, come up to standing. Exhale, Garudasana, wrap the left thigh over the right. Left arm under right, and then begin to sit down into your chair. So you can create a kickstand with the left toes alongside the right ankle, or double wrap the foot around the calf. And draw the elbows and knees in one line, lean back like you're resting on the wall behind you for support. Squeeze the legs together, squeeze the elbows together, breathe in. Breathe out. Next inhale, unwind, unravel, reach high. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, find your flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Breathe into your back bend. Again, visualize that hook pulling you forward. Exhale to down dog. Again, maintaining the brilliance of the light radiating from your heart even as you fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Next inhale, sweep the left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the left knee to the right elbow. Extend the leg long for fallen triangle. So left shoulder stacks over the left wrist. Roll open to your right. Breathe in. Maybe open up beyond just stacking the arms, so hips up towards the sky. Exhale, release the right hand to the floor, engage your core. Inhale, send the left leg up and back. Exhale, down dog splits. If you'd like, you can stack the hips, maybe flip your dog if that's in your practice. Drop your hips to the floor. Inhale, lift up through the chest, through the heart. Exhale, unwind. send the left leg back up high. Exhale, draw the knee towards the left elbow now. And then slide the knee down towards the wrist, melt the hips to the floor for pigeon. So the closer the heel is towards the body, the less intense of a stretch it'll be. And then if you need further modification, you can prop up the hips with a pillow or a block. And if that's still too intense for you, you can find a reclined figure four shape, so laying on your back and crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. Otherwise, let's meet back in our pigeon pose. And check in with the right leg. Make sure all the joints are aligned. You're pressing down evenly through all 5 toes. Breathe in, open up through the chest and heart. On your breath out, stay here or find your sleeping pigeon, hinging from the hips and folding forward. Continue to wrap the left hip back. And then this is your time here to reconnect with the intention that you set in the beginning of your practice. And reassess how you're feeling. Noticing how the body transforms and evolves, even in the short span of time that we spend on our mats. And so each time you show up for yourself on the mat, it's always a different experience. And it's the right experience for you to be having because it's the experience that you're having now. So whether that's discomfort because of the stretch, because of holding the shape, whether that's bliss through that connection to the present moment, and just feel it. Be here for it. And on your next inhale, begin to press up. Go ahead and tuck the right toes under. Sweep the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, down dog split. Stack the hips. Again, maybe find that movement. And take one more inhale. And on your exhale, release the foot to the floor. We'll swap sides. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Extend that leg, press to the outer edge of the foot, right shoulder over wrist, and then inhale, open up. Again, maybe open up beyond. And then exhale, release the left hand down. Inhale, send the right leg up and back. Exhale, if you'd like to flip your dog, step the foot behind you, maybe hips kiss the mat before you exalt in this shape. Lifting through chest, through heart, pressing floor away. Exhale, unwind, send the right leg back. And this time, as you exhale, right knee finds right elbow, slide it down the forearm towards the wrist, hips find the floor. Adjust as you need to in your pigeon pose, and check back in with that left leg. Adjusting as you need, maybe propping the right hip up with a pillow or block. Orient the hips forward, take a big inhale, open up through the chest and heart. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. So sometimes it's the poses that we hold longer and linger in that are the most difficult. And challenge yourself to find stillness in these shapes. Avoid the temptation to fidget or move too much, and just allow yourself to be here and be present with whatever sensations and emotions arise. And it's in this silence and stillness that we're able to listen to the gentle whispers of our heart. Our mental chatter is loud in our skull and telling us things that we ought to do, need to do. And see, in our yoga practice, it allows us to take a pause or just work on being able to lengthen that pause. pause of thoughts, steady stream. And cultivate, again, receptivity in the heart. Tuning into the frequency that our heart emits. Tuning into our intuition, which guides us to our truth. Your next inhale, press up to palms. Tuck the left toes under, send the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And find that movement if you'd like. And then settle that foot to the floor. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. And then exhale, release the knees to the floor, settle back to your child's pose. Taking 3 breaths here as we begin to slow our practice down. We gather energy back to the body. And more deeply connect with our intention. And round yourself back up to come seated on your knees, on your heels. And then we'll finish off our practice with camel pose. So go ahead and come up to standing on the shins. You're going to bring the knees about 6 inches apart, 2 fist distance. And then make sure that the shins are running parallel to one another. Press the toenails into the mat. Hips are stacked over knees. So these are really similar cues that we've been doing throughout our practice with our gait, our side plank variation, our puppy pose. So we're familiar with this engagement through the legs and lower half. So pressing down through toenails, tops of feet, through knees, hips forward. You need to place the hands on the low back like you're sliding them through back pockets. Draw the shoulder blades together and then slide them down the back. Breathe in. Feel the heart lift up so that hook is pulling you skyward. Breathe out. Allow the head to drop back. And then stay here. If you're inside and you can comfortably see where the ceiling and wall meet, then one at a time, release the hands to heels, fingertips facing inward, thumbs outward. Cues I want you to repeat to yourself. Lift the chest up, press the hips forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale up, exhale forward. One more breath. One at a time, reverse those movements, placing the hands on the low back, and then back down to heels. And lean onto one hip and extend the legs forward. And feel free to create a little bend through the knees. We're going to go ahead and sit on top of the hands, palms face downward. Thumbs are going to touch, draw the elbows and shoulder blades together, and slowly lower down to your forearms. Elbows as close together as you can. Start to feel that hook, lift the chest up, and then exhale, drop the head back. Maybe extend the legs straight. Continue to feel that hook on your sternum pulling you upright. Pressing the floor way through palms and throughout forearms. Take another inhale, lift up, floating ribs towards the sky. And then breath out, release the elbows from directly beneath the body to relax the back of the head onto the floor. Go ahead and bend the knees and plant the feet about mat width distance. Release the hands from underneath the hips and then cactus them. Allow the knees to kiss inward. Take a breath in, open up through the heart. And breath out. Melt into the floor. Another inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, begin to toe heel the feet closer together. And stacking the knees over the ankles and then draw the knees into the chest. And breathe in. On your breath out, we'll find happy baby. Grab onto the outer edges of the feet or wrap the peace fingers around the big toes. Stack the heels over the knees and find a gentle rock side to side. Massaging through the low back, the kidneys. And drawing the shoulders away from the ears, curling the corners of the lips up. Take a breath in. And on your breath out, draw the soles of the feet together. Heels down towards the hips. Open the knees away from one another. Even more space between shoulders and ears. Inhale. Exhale, release the feet. Hug the knees back into the chest. We'll go ahead and bring the arms out to a T and drop the knees to your right and gaze to your left. Maybe even rest the right hand atop the left hip just to encourage it to pull away from the body. Breathe in, glue the left shoulder blade down. And breathe out, allow the knees to feel heavier. One more inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, release the knees to your left. Send the right arm to your side along with your gaze. Maybe encourage that left hip to pull away. Breathe in, lift up through the chest. And breathe out. Knees heavy. Feel the force of gravity pressing you downward. Heavy on the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind. Hug the knees into the chest. Come into a tight little ball. Drawing the forehead towards the knees. Feel that compression between the belly and thighs. Big inhale. Exhale, release long for your Shavasana. Relax the shoulders down the back. Palms face up in a mudra to receive. Allow the toes to drape open to your sides. Inhale, feel that lightness that you've cultivated in the body begin to lift you upward. And then exhale, sink deeper into the floor, just one more inch by inch till you're just enveloped in the earth, feeling that support beneath and around you. Returning back to a normal pace of breath. And staying here as long as you need and have time for. I encourage you to remain a bit longer if you can. And just feeling that energy in the heart slowly spread and dissipate to every corner and recess of the body. I hope you feel a bit more open and receptive. I'm grateful for your body. As we've done so much to cultivate self-love and receptivity. And from the bottom of my heart, as an extension of your own Namaste.